When pruning your hibiscus, it's generally recommended to do it in the spring once you see new growth coming in. And oftentimes hibiscus is so late to bloom that people will actually pull it out of the ground thinking it's dead. But it isn't, it's just a slow bloomer. Alternatively, you can do this in the winter, but the reason why it's preferable to wait is because you can step on it if you cut the stems down, because you're supposed to cut them about an inch off the ground and you may not notice them if they're in a place where you walk. Another interesting option is to cut the dying stems as they brown. Just keep following them down, down, and down as the green fades. And you want to do this, if you want to do this, you want to do it because the plant itself is like sucking down the energy from those green stems. So you can do that, it just takes extra time and effort. But you can also just wait until they turn brown and cut them off, or you can wait until spring, which is what I prefer to do, and cut them then. But another instance is when you've waited too long, like I have, because I broke my foot and then I traveled and so I couldn't get to it. And so this is what it looks like now. You can see the stems from last year's flowers and leaves up here, and then all this new growth down here. And it's pretty tall. Usually I will prune it down the moment that I see new growth coming in. So now that we've waited so long, we need to be careful not to cut off these stems right here. You can start by wiggling the old stems to see if they'll come away. Sometimes they'll rot, and that makes it easy. These seem to be pretty strong. So instead I'm going to use pruners similar to this, or possibly like bypass pruners. You just want to be careful not to cut the stem. See, this is a new stem here, and this is an old stem there. So I'm going to try to carefully cut this old stem. It's okay if you leave an inch of the old stem. And there we go. It kind of broke as I cut it. Technically, you can just not prune these off. As of now, I'd say they're pretty unsightly. Here's some thinner branches from last year, but with time, the old stems drown out the new growth. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next one. And they're very light and easy to handle. You can see there's a new stem coming out right there, so I'm going to just be really careful to cut that, but not the new growth. Baby wrens in there. Mama's not so happy that I'm here. I promise I'll be quick. I'm going to try to move some of this creeping Charlie and Myrtle out of the way. Some of these stems that are deeper in are a little trickier. Oh, got it. There are some leaves in here, and this is intertwined in it, so it is helpful to move that as you go. You can see better and gain access better. It's good to remove these types of things too, because they can choke out your plant. This is kind of a tricky spot too because it's downhill. And you don't have to worry about cutting the stems because none of them are going to brown again. Or, I take that back. They are brown and they're not going to turn green again. So, this guy, an inch above the ground is fine, or you can go all the way to the ground, whatever you prefer. Here are some that I think might just come up if I pull them. You're okay. Oh my gosh. Hey buddy. You may recognize this wren house from the bulb planting video. I had been hearing the wrens aggressive chirping. So I bought the house and within a day the parents had moved in. And if you look closely you can see one of the parents right there on the branch above me watching. These wrens are so loud, but I love them so much. They're very diligent parents. They're so tiny and a bit hard to see, but I really hope that I get to see the little babies once they fledge. Actually, one year I did get to see the babies and they flew up on our deck. And I got some good photos and entered them into the Bird of the Day to the Birds and Blooms magazine. I accidentally broke one. It's okay, there's more. I feel really bad for being here, so I'm just gonna take one more minute and get this done to leave them alone. While you're doing this, be careful too that your pruners don't cut the stems, because depending on how sharp your pruners are, even the outside can cut them. Okay, just a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you noticed, but in my hurry to give the wrens their piece, I accidentally cut another stem. But this Luna Red hibiscus gets about 4 by 4 tall and wide. I think that's it. Oh, wait, there's a few more here. So it can take a couple hits. Oops, I'm being a little crazy with that one. These down here that are more brown are last year's cuts. So if you do leave a little bit, you'll be dealing with things like this. They tend to dry out and easily pull up. You can see they're not even alive anymore. So, and that's fine, but it's good to remove things that have died like that. And that's it. They look much better, and we can leave the wrens alone. Now we just wait for flowers, and they will come late in the season as well, but they'll also bloom late into the fall. And I'll just leave this pile here for now. And then once you're done, lay back in your hammock and look up at the trees.